Yo, what's up? Micro Garage Customs here again with another build for you guys. This is a GT500. I believe it's a 67 or 65? 67, I think. Anyhow, we're going to do a MadMax type build, or not really MadMax. I guess it would be a post-apocalyptic type car. And here we go through the standard tear down of the vehicle. We're going to take it all apart and see what we're going to be customizing, what we ain't. What I noticed about this car was the doors were riveted in, so I'm gonna have to come up with a way to put those back on since I'm squishing the rivet here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're up to 40 subscribers. Thank you guys. This is pretty cool. Here I catch this windshield with my face. Now, I don't know what the deal was with this paint, but this paint was really easy to come off with this citrus strip. You're gonna see here it starts coming off as a spray in it, which is a first for me on any car. Usually I leave it overnight, but this one, I think I let it sit for about 20-30 minutes, if even that. It started peeling right up. And here it is, all cleaned up, all stripped down, and now we're gonna be using our same putty that we still have some left, making these little panels. I wanted to make them look like sheet metal panels that somebody welded on to keep the, I guess there was a hole there from rust. We're gonna add a few of these around on the whole car, some on the doors too, just to make it, you know, I wanted it to look real old. And here I am gonna add some spikes onto the hood just to give it a little bit more personality. Now I wanted to give it sort of a MadMax type windshield, you know, a sheet metal panel with holes cut into it, and like some rebar, I guess, or some bars covering the driver just to protect them. And this is what I came up with for half of the windshield, and then I was gonna poke a bunch of holes in it to make it look like perforated metal, I guess. Here I am adding the rebar type deals on the driver's side just to add a little protection for the driver, because you can't really do the sheet metal all the way across. It'd be really hard to see, I guess. I mean, I guess you could, but it'd be really hard to see. And I was gonna add some more to make it look like a little, I guess, a mesh, but I really didn't like the way it looked, so I decided to take them off. Now I was thinking to myself, you know, these little pieces I made are way too thick, so I had to hit them down, sand them down some. I don't think anybody would put like heavy gauge steel plates on a car to try to patch a hole for rust, so I wanted to sand them down quite a bit, get a little bit more realistic look. Now here's where we start the paint process. I'm using just some regular old acrylic, water-based acrylics, and really cheap paint. I think these are those little 75-cent bottles you can get at the craft stores. But I wanted to lay down a base coat of rust-looking color, and this is the closest thing I had to rust, so I paint the whole car with this as a base. After the base coat of rust, I used a sponge with some white, and I only caught a little bit of the video because I did half the car and then realized I wasn't recording. So sorry about that, guys, but here you can see what I'm doing. Just blotching it with a sponge around the edges where realistically there would be paint still left. And afterwards, I hit it with the top coat paint. And I guess this is what the color of the car would have been originally before it started rusting out, which is just some green I had. And I actually liked the way it came out. I wasn't too sure about the color, but I actually liked it at the end. And here I am using the same sponge and painting technique to do the rust out the wheels a little bit. I just popped the tires off and hit it with the same brown that I used for the rust. And now we're gonna go ahead and start the assembly process and put everything back together, see what it looks like. There's a little tip for you guys that use that epoxy putty that I'm using. It does not stick to the windshields whatsoever. So I don't know what happened. It binds to wood and metal really good, but I had to super glue this stuff onto the windshield. Now, I had the intentions of leaving this windshield piece I made black, but I didn't like it. I mean, you could barely tell it was there, so I started to paint it silver and give it a little bit more rusted look. Also, I'm gonna touch it up with some brown and silver. And then all the plates that I had on there, I was like, you know what, those were sheet metal plates. Maybe they were a little bit newer than the rest of the car, so I went ahead and hit those with some silver also. And just a little recap, this is what it started off as, GT500, white with blue, classic look. Then we turned it into this monster. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.